Hi there everybody, this is David and welcome to new RPG News. Thank you so much for joining me, and because we have a lot of stuff to talk about today, from a brand new Yakuza game being announced in September, to some more Visions of Mana, to some great pixel art RPGs, to some really cool collector's edition, and an update to Final Fantasy V that I think that you'll really enjoy. We're going to be going over all of that today, and I do think that that is worth a sub, as I do try my best to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. And with your help, your like, and your sub, I do think that I can get there. So please just give me that sub, give me that like, and help me out here for that. So now, let's dive right on into these stories. First up, after its historic success with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Yakuza's developers will announce a new game in September. It could be a new Yakuza game, or it could be a new spin-off game like a Judgment title. We don't know. But it will be unveiled later this year in September at the Tokyo Game Show, which is scheduled to take place between September 26th and September 29th. So we will know all about that there. It says here that they didn't specify what type of Yakuza game it's going to be. Is it going to be turn-based? Is it going to be action? Is it going to be mainline? Is it going to be a spin-off? We do not know that quite yet. But it does say right here, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth became the fastest-selling Yakuza game ever whenever it launched in January this year, and it also became the best-reviewed Yakuza game to date. So, if they're smart, they're going to, continue this series and continue that, success train. That just makes sense to me. So hopefully more great turn-based JRPGs, fun RPGs, with the job class system and everything. I think that these are just a blast. I really, really adore this series. So I am looking forward to the announcement in September. More Visions of Mana news. Visions of Mana details Ash? Ash. I'm gonna go with Ash. More elemental vessels, elemental plots, and Little Cactus. Yeah, Little Cactus is returning. We know him and we love him. He first appeared, I want to say, in Legend of Mana, and he's been in the series ever since. So just like Flammy and these other characters are coming back, we're getting Little Cactus back as well. So we have a support character, not a mainline party member or anything, but a support character, Ash, right here. It says that he is a scholar from the So Dark Archives, who will stop it. God, it's not even in Japanese. I feel like it's in Italian or something. I can't even do that. Dark Archives will stop at nothing to satisfy his curiosity. Ash's interests are vast and varied, earning him the respect of his peers and the title of head curator despite his young? Okay, his young age. Sure. Okay, whatever you say. Then it talks about the various elemental vessels that are around. You know that whenever you see a crystal in Secret of Mana and you cast a spell on it or whatever, it opens up a new path. It's the same sort of thing here. Whenever you're going around, you might see, an elemental vessel, and then you use the power of your elements in order to open up a new passage. So Gnome uses the Gnome Shovel, and it says you can operate powerful clay golems you find during your explorations and use them to destroy rock walls that block your passages. If you use Lumina, it says you can point the Lumina lantern at reflective mirrors to bounce light into hidden areas and illuminate your way through the field. Looks like it's making light bridges and stuff. And then there's Shade Sight. His elemental vessel can harness the power of gravity. You can use the vessel on objects in the field to pull yourself towards the areas that you can't reach by jumping or dashing. So it's almost like a hook shot or something, fly across or whatever, but you do it with gravity and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, then it goes into some classes and some other stuff, some really cute pictures. This is a long article again. I'm not going to go into all this stuff, just looking at all the cute pictures. I am so excited about this game, y'all. Oh wow, y'all have no idea. Wow, Val, looking all demonic right there. I like it. This is coming out August 29th for, I want to say oh gosh, what is it? Probably says at the very end of the article exactly what systems it is. Yeah, okay, there it is. PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC, August 29th. I knew it was not for the Switch. That much I do know, but it's probably going to be a launch title for the Switch too, but we don't know that yet. But anyway, let's move on. Divine Domino Flame Flit launches this winter for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. This was previously announced as a physical edition bonus for card and CL, but now it's getting its own game, and it says that it's coming out, that's in Japan. Okay, it's in Japan, coming out October 24th. I got you. But this is interesting. It says right here that it was teased as an April Fool's joke. And then people liked it so much that it turned into its own game, which I think is hysterical, because you know what other game was teased as an April Fool's joke? Yeah, that was Yakuza Like a Dragon. They were like, hey, we're making a turn-based Yakuza, ho 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 ho, and everybody loved it, and here we are now. So, this is great. It says that this is a action homage to the games and the anime of the 90s. Players will control the hero Yuto Hino in a top-down action stages and climb aboard the giant robot Flame Flit for first-person boss battles, master both gameplay styles. Originally teased as an April Fool's prank, it was scheduled to launch exclusively on physical releases of Card and CL in Japan on October 24th, but they're happy to reveal that Flame Flit will also be releasing digitally on all major platforms right there. Release date, price, and more details to be announced soon, and this is coming out in the West, and it looks super cute. I just think I think it's funny whenever these developers are like, hey, these people won't like this, what a frickin' joke. And everybody's like, yeah, what are you talking about? We love this, come on now. More retro goodness, this time an homage to Link's Awakening. This is Castaway, launching on August 16th for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. 2D retro pixel art action RPG has been dated. Embark on an action-packed adventure in Castaway, diving players into a pixelated and retro universe. Assume the role of Martin, not Marin, Martin, whose spaceship crash-landed in an uncharted island where the faithful pet was taken by hostile creatures. I wonder if the pet is an owl. Retrieve your weapons and venture out to rescue your kidnapped companion in this endearing and unexpectedly dynamic world. There's a story and survivor mode. Beat the 3 bosses in the concise and delightful story mode to unlock the thrilling and addictive survivor mode. Ascend a 50-floor tower, each level presenting increasingly challenging trials. So if you liked 2D, Zelda, Game Boy Color, that sort of stuff or whatever, Link's Awakening, then I do think that this is right up your alley. Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club has been announced for the Switch, and it's due out on August 29th, the same day as Visions of Mana. Something tells me this is going to get crushed by Mana. Just saying. It's the first new Famicom Detective Club story in 35 years, good lord. Following the previously released first and second installments in the series. It'll launch both physically and digitally on August 29th, worldwide for $50. It says, investigate a brutal death and its connection to an urban legend. A student has been found dead. Oh no! His head was covered with a paper bag and an eerie smiling face drawn in it, much like the victims of Emio, the Smiling Man, a killer of urban legend who is said to place the bag over his victims' heads. As an assistant private investigator, you're tasked with helping police solve this crime, which is reminiscent of a series of unsolved murders from 18 years ago. Has a serial killer returned, or is this the work of a copycat? Are these crimes inspired by the Smiling Man story or the origin of it? Discover the answers of these questions and more as a member of the Utsugi Detective Agency in this intense story of suspicion, isolation, and fragility. I saw a lot of people going on and on and on about this on Twitter, so I thought that I would bring it up too. Inazuma 11 Victory Road Worldwide Beta Test Demo for the PS4, PS5, and PC is launching on July 18th. So if you want to play this now is the time. It's worldwide, it's a beta test, it's a demo. You can go and check it out. It has 4K support, HDR support, high frame rate support, and more. I don't know what a lot of that means, but it's there. Okay, so it's starting on July 18th at 4 a.m. Pacific Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's see, it includes the single-player matches with team selection and difficulty selection, online competition, random matches, private matches, team selection, character progression, save function, but no transfer of that save to the main game. And a story mode. Chapter 1 is available with a save function, but again, no carryover to the main game. So if you do want to play this, you're going to have to start over whenever you do buy the full game. These might be like a soccer RPG, y'all, but believe me, you don't need to know soccer or be a fan of sports or anything like that to enjoy these. You just need to be a fan of RPGs, because these are some very fun games. Nocturnal 2 has been announced for the Switch and PC. It is due out next year in 2025. It says that this is a hand-drawn, juggle-based Metroidvania with a unique core feature. As a master of the enduring flame technique, a single blow on a fire source sets your sword ablaze, allowing you to push back the darkness and unleash stylish abilities. Use your flame wisely, as it can be swiftly extinguished by the many foes trying to keep you in the dark. It has Metroidvania gameplay, explore a non-linear world, burn your way throughout the city of Yatash to reach the first brazier. Keeping your flame alight is your only way to survive the many dangers ahead. Maintain it at any cost by striking fire sources and protect it to better see the enemy attacks. And master your flames to hurl enemies and juggle them into ashes. Mix and match fire gems to unlock new spells. This is giving me like Alundra PTSD right now. There was this puzzle in Alundra where you had to like carry the flame over top your head, but you were like in a dripping watery cave, and these water droplets would like randomly fall from the ceiling, and it would like the tiniest drop, boop, your fire's out, gotta start over. It was maddening. Souls-like action RPG Chrono Sword to be published by CFK. Due out in early access for PC sometime this year. It also says PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. Wow, so everything. But it says early access for PC in 2024, but I guess not early access in the other consoles. So, this is a pixel art Souls-like action RPG developed by Korean development team 21C Ducks that tells the story of the dark gothic fantasy world of Eldelnor, where players must travel between the past and future to unlock its secrets. I can't pronounce anything, good lord. Chrono Sword isn't another 3D rendered game like many of the Souls-like action RPGs released these days, instead rendered an isometric pixel art style for this unique Souls-like. It spans a vast land splayed out in 3 dimensions, all rendered in its pixel art style. Once inside, players will embark on a journey through time, able to venture between the past, present, and future, switching between maps seamlessly with no loading screens. Woohoo! So I guess every single game over that you get in the Souls-like at least won't have any loading time. That's lovely. Supernatural urban open world RPG Neverness to Everness, announced for the PS5, PC, iOS, and Android. Where do they come up with the Neverness to Everness? Where did they come up with this stuff? It's coming out for the PC, PS5, iOS, and Android. There is pre-registration available right now. This is also from the same studio that brought you Tower of Fantasy. Okay. Neverness to Everness unfolds in a unique world where the ordinary and extraordinary coexist. A city teeming with anomalies and humans alike. As players, you'll make a grand entrance into the city, employing your extraordinary Esper abilities to navigate and tackle the unexpected anomalies that await. Neverness to I can't say this with a straight face. It also offers a variety of lifestyles for the players to choose from. Modify sports cars, manage businesses, and experience a vibrant urban life the way that you like. Set within the expansive supernatural metropolis of, good god, Hetheru? Brimming with wonders, anomaly sightings are reported daily, like skateboards covered in graffiti running amok at midnight, oh no, or an otter with a television head. In Hetheru, the extraordinary is the ordinary. Players can also meet partners and friends with various Esper abilities and team up with characters to help solve upcoming crises and gradually fit into the everyday life of this new city. This looks like one of those mobile games, so if you're into those, have fun. Now we have 2 really cool collector's editions that I want to go over, both from Serenity Forge, who's quickly becoming one of my favorite developers out there. At least they have fantastic collector's editions, reasonably priced. This one is for Wan Wan Sword Mist Beyond the Mountains Collector's Edition, $80. Okay, $80 for this. It says that this presents its narrative using mythological and historically inspired architectural styles, garb, cuisine, and customs blended with traditional turn-based RPG mechanics and HD painted sprites. Okay, so a turn-based RPG set in, history, Eurasia, Europe, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, $80. Keep that in mind. You get the physical game right here, this collector's edition box, a clipboard standee, super cute. You get a wall scroll, you get a soundtrack downloadable card, an original soundtrack CD, and a traditional resin tea-pet statue. $80 for all that, plus a really good game that got some raving reviews as well. Next up by them is Virgo vs. the Zodiac Collector's Edition, also $80 right here. This features traditional turn-based combat with real-time execution of moves. Blocking, countering, timing your attacks carefully while predicting your foe's moves is essential to succeed in Virgo's twisted and unforgiving cosmic quest to bring back the Golden Age, a period of peace, symmetry, and balance, or so she thinks. Okay, so this is still turn-based combat, but a little bit of real-time stuff, kind of like maybe like Super Mario RPG, that sort of thing. $80, same price. So we get a collector's box. It's showing the PS5 box. It's also showing the Switch box right there. Physical game, you get a cloth map as well. 55 centimeter cloth map, holographic stickers and digital OST, shiny character cards, and a Virgo golden pin. All that for also $80 really, really cool, high quality collector's editions right here. I will put links to these both down in the video description. The vice president of CyberConnect says they have ideas for new .hack games, but they are waiting on the green light from Bandai Namco. The developer urges Western fans, not Japanese fans, Western fans, to continue to ask publishers for more entries. They asked the question, are we going to see more .hack in the future? The answer: within CyberConnect 2, the topic of a new .hack is constantly in the background. However, we need the cooperation of Bandai Namco, the publisher. We have ideas, and if we get the okay, we would love to move forward. Interestingly, he continued by mentioning that Western fans have a lot of power when demanding these types of projects get the green light by sharing. North America is our biggest market, so you have the biggest influence. Please send emails and peer pressure to Bandai Namco to make it happen. In the meantime, they remain committed to delivering high-quality gaming experiences and exploring new intellectual properties. With the continued passion of these fans, they are continuing developing their original IP, Fuga Melodies of Steel, which is also, if you haven't played that game, it's very good. There's the original and the sequel. It's a lot of fun. These .hack games, they began on the PS... They pretty much, began and ended on the PS2, just like so many other RPG series that began and ended on the PS2. But there was a ton of them, and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, if you do want more, we, the fans, have all the power. We have a huge population over here, a lot of money to spend, you know? So yeah, biggest economy in the world. Let's show some support for .hack. This is weird to me, but it's kind of depressing to me. But I'll get into that in a minute because it's just very odd. It says, the team that made PennyBlood is making another attempt to increase the value of the IP in search of a publisher. Like, they can't get a publisher. Seriously? This Kickstarter broke records. It made millions in days, in 24 hours. It broke, this thing smashed every single goal. And they can't find a publisher? What? This happened, it says, in the July 2024 update for the backers. They emphasized that the team has, of course, not given up on development, and they started to work on another attempt to try and increase the value of the PennyBlood IP. Details in this new attempt were not shared, though. The new attempts that we're capable of will sometimes bring excitement, sometimes bring some confusion, and sometimes make people's eyes roll back into their heads. But we're working hard at things every day. Not everything that we try will be a success, but all we can do as staff members is unite our hearts and slam into the opposition. You may be curious as to what this new attempt is, and I promise to announce it when the time comes, so I do hope that you're excited. Hopefully we hear favorable news in the future. So this is the spiritual successor to the Shadow Heart series. It had that dual Kickstarter with Arm Fantasia, which was the Wild Arms one, and they said that the Arm Fantasia was going to be a one-off game, but they wanted PennyBlood to continue and make more and more and more games. So Arm Fantasia got a publisher, but PennyBlood can't get a publisher, even though they both made an equal amount of money because they split it 50-50. And it has the same development team behind them. I don't get it. This is what I don't understand. I go through new RPG news every single week, and I'm constantly giving y'all games, and I'm thinking to myself, who's buying this crap? You know? I mean, not everything, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There's some, last week, I was going through, 7 different visual novels, lightning fast, and I'm like, wow, okay. And I thought to myself, I was doing that, I was like, all these visual novels can get publishers, but PennyBlood can't? You know what I'm saying? Or, the 50 Billion Souls-like game that we're getting, that can get a publisher, but PennyBlood can't? I don't get it. I mean, I don't want to, poo-poo all over these other games or whatever, but I'm like, how is PennyBlood not able to get a publisher and some of these other games are? Remember there was that Lord of the Rings Golem game? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was one of the worst games ever made. It came out last year. That got a publisher? What in the world? I don't understand. It's just, it's really just kind of blowing my mind right here. And in our final story of the day, one that I think is just a whole lot of fun, because a lot of people do this every year. A lot of people do what's called the Final Fantasy V 4-job fiesta, where you kind of randomly roll, and then you figure out what job you want, and then you're kind of stuck in those jobs, for the rest of the game. And that's one fun way to play it. I've personally played this game over on the Twitch, where people will literally have me roll a dice, and then I use the dice roll to figure out what jobs I'm going to be. But people are able to make me change jobs constantly. It's a billion times for the entire playthrough. but now there's kind of a hack that you can do and use to do that yourself. So this is called Final Fantasy V Whirlwind, and every single time that you level up, you get a random job. All jobs are available to be assigned at the start, except for the mime for Galef, because Galef doesn't have a mime sprite. He cannot get a mime roll, but other people can. You can equip up to 3 different abilities instead of 1 as well. So this just seems like a really fun way to play through the game. This to me is the Final Fantasy with the absolute most replay value of all of them, and it has quickly gone up my list of like one of my favorite Final Fantasy games out there. So if there's a different way to play it, and I know it's summertime, and I know that the 4-job fiesta is going on right now during summertime, this might be a really fun way for you to join in the fun and do that, but with a twist. So I wanted to bring this up. So that's it for this week's news. Hope that y'all enjoyed it, and I want to know in the comments, what are you most looking forward to? What news story did you find like the most shocking? Is there anything that I didn't cover that maybe you want me to cover next week? Please let me know, and as always, have a good day.